In this video, we are going to talk about the top 10 ancient tombs. So before starting, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for future updates. Many tombs and burial places serve a purpose other than simply serving as a resting place for the dead. They also serve as a reminder of historical architectural quality, as well as a reflection of the beliefs and visions of their builders on the afterlife, as well as the diversity of burial practices over time and place. Here is a list of 10 of the most impressive tombs, mausoleums, and burial places in the world, each of which fascinates with its beauty or shocks with its contents or frightening notion, respectively. Number 10. Tomb of Agamemnon, Treasury of Atrus. One of the greatest surviving specimens of the so-called tholos or beehive tombs, the Tomb of Agamemnon, also known as the Treasury of Atrus, is located in the city of Athens. It was constructed on a hill near Mycenae in 1250 BC. However, it is believed to have had nothing to do with Agamemnon, the Mycenaean king who led the Greeks to victory at the Battle of Troy, nor with Atrus, the fabled father of the former, as previously supposed. No matter for whom the tomb of Agamemnon was built or whether it contained treasures as implied by ancient Greek writings, it remains one of the most spectacular surviving monuments from the period of Mycenaean Greece, 1600 BC to 1100 BC, and, as previously mentioned, one of the most spectacular surviving monuments from the Tholos tombs, which were also built by other ancient cultures in the Mediterranean and the Middle East. Number 9. Catacombs of Paris, Empire of the Dead. It is said that at least 6 million Parisians have their skulls and bones heaped one on top of another in the Empire of the Dead, kilometers of underground caverns beneath the streets of the capital city. Between the late 18th and mid-19th centuries, their bones were excavated and transported here from the city's graveyards for health reasons, as the congested graves were a source of infection and sickness. These underground tunnels, which run beneath the center of the French capital, were used to bury the dead immediately during the French Revolution. In 1859, the catacombs were used to bury the rest of the corpses. Number 8. The Great Pyramid of Giza, Pyramid of Khufu. The Great Pyramid of Giza, which stands 455 feet tall, it was once 480.6 feet tall, but it has been reduced in height owing to erosion, was built as the final resting place of Pharaoh Khufu approximately 2560 BC, and is the most famous of all ancient Egyptian structures. The pyramid was originally covered in polished white limestone, which reflected sunlight and made it appear even more stunning when illuminated by the sun. How the ancient Egyptians constructed the one and only surviving monument of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, as well as the construction technique they employed, are still a mystery to Egyptologists. The consensus is that it required a large labor force, which, according to popular belief, did not comprise of slaves, but rather of thousands of skilled workers who were compensated for their efforts during the construction phase of the project. Number 7. Tomb KV7, Tomb of Ramses. Tomb KV7 is the original burial location of Ramses II, also known as Ramses the Great, one of the greatest ancient Egyptian pharaohs, who reigned from 1279 BC to 1213 BC, and is considered to be one of the world's most important archaeological discoveries. The tomb, which is 8,800 square feet in size, was without a doubt brimming with priceless artifacts, many of which were far more valuable than those discovered in Tutankhamun's tomb. However, it was quickly looted, which was sad. Ancient Egyptian priests relocated the mummy of the pharaoh to the Theban necropolis in order to shelter it from the elements. In addition, Ramses' original burial site suffered extensive damage over the following millennia as a result of periodic floods in the area, but the surviving wall paintings and decorations serve as a reminder of the former splendor of both the pharaoh and his final resting place, and they are a testament to their former grandeur. Number 6. James Ossuary. The James Ossuary is a modest, unattractive chalk box that was used to store the skeletal remains of its deceased proprietor. However, the Aramaic inscription on this 2,000-year-old ossuary, which translates as James, son of Joseph, brother of Jesus, has made it one of the most famous and contentious ossuaries of its kind, as well as one of the most controversial religious objects ever discovered. If the inscription is found to be legitimate, It may well be the first concrete evidence of the existence of Jesus the Christ on the planet. The validity and relevance of the inscription, on the other hand, are subject to disagreement among scholars. Currently, the ossuary is under the custody of the Israel Antiquities Authority, IAA. And its owner was convicted of unlawful antiquities trading in 2012. On display at the Royal Ontario Museum from November 15, 2002, to January 5, 2003, the James Ossuary was a highlight of the museum's 2002 to 2003 season. Number 5. Mausoleum of the First Qin Emperor. In the history of archaeology, the ultimate resting site of the first emperor of China, Qin Shi Huang, 259 BC to 210 BC, has been hailed as one of the most remarkable archaeological discoveries. Archaeologists have discovered hundreds of life-size terracotta soldiers with horses, chariots, and weapons in the nearly 4 decades that they have been excavating the mausoleum of the first Qin emperor near Xi'an. The soldiers were discovered with horses, chariots, and weaponry. Archaeologists, on the other hand, believe that there are still thousands of graves to be discovered. Another tomb that has yet to be discovered is that of the first emperor of China, whose central tomb is said to be surrounded by rivers of mercury. According to ancient literature. Number 4. Taj Mahal. One of the world's most famous structures, the Taj Mahal, an imposing white marble mausoleum in Agra, India, is often regarded as the crown jewel of Mughal architecture. However, it is also seen as a memorial to the eternal love of its architect, the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan, for his wife Mumtaz Mahal, who died during childbirth in 1631, and for whom he had the structure constructed. In accordance with tradition, he intended to construct a black replica of the Taj Mahal across the Yamuna River and connect the two structures by a bridge. In the end, he was deposed by his son and placed under house arrest for the remainder of his life. Following his death in 1666, he was buried in the Taj Mahal with his loving wife, Mumtaz Mahal. Number 3. Tomb of Cyrus. Located in the ancient Persian city of Pasargad, the Tomb of Cyrus is a 6-step white limestone mausoleum that is believed to be the ultimate resting place of Cyrus the Great, r. 559 BC to 530 BC. Although it is still unclear whether the tomb of Cyrus truly contained the remains of the founder of the Achaemenid Empire, ancient Greek sources claim that Alexander the Great, who visited the mausoleum during his conquest of Persia, was convinced that he had discovered the final resting place of the Persian ruler. He is said to have discovered a gold sarcophagus among other things inside the tomb, but the contents of the mausoleum have tragically been lost to time. Number 2. Church of the Holy Sepulcher. This church, located in Jerusalem, is considered one of the holiest places in all of Christian tradition. According to Christian legend, it was constructed on the site of Golgotha, also known as the Hill of Calvary, which was the location where Jesus was crucified and buried following his death on the cross. The first church on the site was built in the 4th century by Helena, the mother of the Roman Emperor Constantine the Great, who was also the founder of the city of Rome. However, because the old church was destroyed during the Persian conquest of Jerusalem in the early 7th century, the majority of the current structure originates from the Middle Ages. Number 1. Sedlec Ossuary, the Church of Bones. The Sedlec Ossuary, a modest church in the Czech town of Kutna Hora, is a hauntingly beautiful yet unsettling sight. It contains the skeletons of over 40,000 people, which have been arranged to make chandeliers, chalices, sculptures, and other decorative elements for the church and its surrounding area, in response to a lack of room in the nearby cemetery. The location has been utilized as an ossuary from as early as the 15th century. The shocking arrangement of the bones was created by a Czech woodcarver from the 19th century who was commissioned to order things in the chapel. What do you think about our video? How many of the above tombs you have visited? Let us know in the comment box below. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. Thank you.